Hey, welcome back, everybody. One of the things that our clients have really been asking about a lot is now it's the good time, is now the right time for me to move into the cloud. And Wally, since you're the tech expert here, I was thinking this is a topic you could probably expand upon. Um, but when I'm thinking of it, back maybe 10 years ago, when I got a new computer and I needed a copy of Microsoft Office, I used to have to pay a few $100 and get a disk and load it to my computer, and that's the only place I could use it. Um, with music, I used to go to Best Buy and buy a CD. Um, Nowadays, it's different. You have a membership to Spotify or Apple Music for $5 or $10 a month, and you don't just have one CD. You have all the music. So I'm thinking, how does that translate to how a union or a business might look at the journey to the cloud compared to where they are now?
Well, Wally, before you answer that, I was, as Jason was talking, I was sitting here thinking, gosh, you talked about CDs. I was thinking about 8-track tapes going to cassettes. I was thinking about, when we went from letters to fax machines to emails, and that, everything has evolved. And in this space, this cloud space, I sit and think that, so many of our clients individually are already doing these things. They're paying their bills online. Almost all of them are getting their paychecks direct deposit. They're taking care of business that way. As soon as there's a question in a group, they hop on their phone and they're online trying to find this information out. So my question on the back of Jason's a little bit here is what have you done, Wally, to help clients cross that bridge from the old into the new, so that they can start to enjoy this collaboration that we keep talking about, so they can enjoy the idea of saying, you know what, I'm going to be more productive because these tools are now available to me, and they're all talking to one another rather than living in this world of separate standalone life.
Dave, I think you said it well there. I think you just explained almost the entire take me to the cloud evolution. As companies, the cloud market really was disrupted by the presence of and the thought of what cloud could bring to a business: efficiency, remote collaboration, all the things that a business would want. These tools have started to revolutionize that marketplace. Now, your question is more about how do we help and how do we do it? As companies start, everybody's evolution is different. What they take on, what they evolve to, what their comfort level is in terms of their information being stored in the elusive cloud, it varies from customer to customer. But what we generally do is go in and help them with cloud readiness assessment, help them understand what migrating to the cloud means, what tools are available when we do that migration, how we can help, what kind of help they can do for themselves as they prepare to get ready for the cloud. The benefits of the cloud are there. Go mobile, access from anywhere. And then more and more as we see this demand of folks working from home and the new normal, the cloud is going to really help and drive a lot of those things.
But one thing that comes to mind is, whether it's an organization that's on the cloud at all or one that's got foot in both ponds, cloud and not cloud, is security, right? Like, I guess I feel like it's one thing to have maybe emails on a server, but when you start talking about payroll records or documents or an accounting software, to take that from a server where you could see it and if it's in the closet in the back room versus in the nebulous cloud, that I could see where that could make some uneasy. Could you speak for a moment to security concerns when it comes to the cloud and what your thoughts are on that?
Yeah, I always find that statement pretty interesting, Ash, because really most providers for cloud technology spend way more than any of us would ever spend on security and securing that data. That's the first thing. They are held to a completely different standard than you're held to a server in, say, your own business and you're accountable for. These folks are held to a standard, and if you just think of Microsoft and Google, if any hacks, anything happens, it is all over the news. It is everywhere. They are under the microscope constantly, and they invest incredible amounts of resources into ensuring their data is secure. That's the first thing. And then the second thing, getting peace of mind, knowing that your sensitive business data is in the cloud, is a matter of time. And I think Jason said it really nicely in the beginning, whereas he talked about us getting more comfortable with doing more things in the cloud. We're doing things personally in the cloud. And so as we get more comfortable with those things, we are now seeing companies spend more time understanding what security means in the cloud. The one interesting thing with that data in the cloud is you are responsible. And as you work with other vendors and other vendors have access to your data, that information is your information, your data, and your responsibility. So you have to remember that the relationship you have with your vendors holding your data and using your data extends back to you and your privacy as you go to your marketplace and customers. So very interesting on the security side. I think there's more to come, and we'll have a conversation a little more later, I'm sure, in a subsequent one where we really drill into the factors of security and how companies are leveraging security from the vendors rather than investing it in themselves.
Just a little bit in summary here, I've learned a few things, actually more than the cloud evolution. About 10 years ago, Dave was on the phone ordering a new car, and he was insisting on an 8-track player being installed. So it's good to know that 10 years later, he's probably still looking for that 8-track player.
Hey, listen, don't knock my REO Speedwagon High Infidelity. It's a classic.
But in summary, as we're sort of all talking here and thinking about it, is that we all need to rethink how work gets done today. And though our current pandemic is causing some to head to the cloud faster, many have been and continue to move to the cloud for increased accessibility, leading to better productivity and collaboration. And as you just touched upon, Wally, the security factor of it. And so to me is that many benefits to the cloud, and it's just talk about working smarter and more efficient, and like I said, the productivity and the security among many other factors are huge in there. And so just segue a little bit to a future video, as you said, Wally, when we talk about controls and security as it relates to the vendors that we may interact with. We will definitely take that on for a future session. So thank you very much.